Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here to share with you a profound truth. You are the creator of your reality. Your thoughts, your beliefs, and your imagination are not just abstract ideas, they are the very fabric of your world. If you can harness this power, you can unlock the life you've always dreamed of. Today I will guide you through 6 key principles that, when fully understood and applied, will help you transform your dreams into a living reality. Have you ever wondered how some people seem to live their dream life, while others struggle to make theirs a reality? What is the key to transforming your desires into actual tangible experiences? Today I'm going to reveal the secret that can unlock your dream life. And all it takes is one simple, yet powerful shift in the way you think. I want you to think about your most cherished desire. What would it look like if it were already yours? Imagine that feeling and hold on to it, because that's exactly where we're going today. Before we dive in, let me know in the comments below what is the one thing you would change about your life if you could manifest it right now. I'd love to hear your dreams, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more transformative insights like this one. The power of assumption is one of the most transformative concepts when it comes to manifesting your desires. It is the idea that everything in life begins with the assumption that the desired outcome is already true, regardless of the current reality. By assuming the feeling of the wish fulfilled, a person taps into the creative power that shapes their world. This isn't a passive activity or a mere wishful thought. It is an active process of mental discipline that shapes your inner world, which in turn influences and creates the outer reality you experience. When you assume the feeling of your desire already being fulfilled, you align yourself with the vibration of that desired outcome. For instance, if you desire success in your career, rather than focusing on the lack of success or worrying about how to achieve it, you would start living and feeling as though you are already successful. Imagine waking up every morning knowing that success is already yours, feeling the pride, the peace, and the satisfaction that come with being successful. That is the essence of assumption. The mind is constantly reacting to what it believes, and the belief that you already possess your desires transforms the subconscious, which is responsible for creating the circumstances that reflect this belief. Your reality, in essence, is shaped by what you assume to be true. You are constantly interacting with the world based on the assumptions you hold, whether they are conscious or subconscious. The challenge is that most people go through life unconsciously assuming limitations, scarcity, or failure. These assumptions are reinforced by external circumstances, social conditioning, and negative experiences. But the key to unlocking your dream life lies in consciously changing the assumptions you hold about yourself and the world around you. Assuming that you already have what you desire is not a matter of pretending or faking it. It is a profound mental shift. It's not about imagining something that you hope will happen in the future. It's about truly embracing the feeling of it being already present in your life. It's about living in the end result, not waiting for the circumstances to align. The moment you adopt this assumption, you immediately begin to live in harmony with the end result you seek. For example, if you want to manifest financial abundance, you don't focus on the lack of money or the steps required to get it. Instead, you feel the abundance already in your life, imagining yourself free from financial concerns and acting from that state of abundance. This shift in consciousness is a powerful act of creation, because the subconscious mind does not distinguish between what is real and what is imagined. This is why it is so critical to dwell on the feeling of the end result. If you can mentally and emotionally inhabit the end result as though it is already true, you are programming your subconscious mind to bring this reality into being. You don't need to figure out the how by assuming the end. You leave that to the creative forces of the universe to bring to fruition. The process of assumption works because the subconscious mind is always operating based on beliefs and assumptions. The conscious mind often tries to analyze and plan, but it is the subconscious that truly drives your actions and experiences. When you assume that your desire is already fulfilled, you are impressing this assumption on your subconscious mind. As this assumption takes hold, it begins to mold your thoughts, behaviors, and actions in ways that are in alignment with the assumed outcome. Your thoughts begin to automatically reinforce the belief that your desire is already a reality, which in turn creates the mental and emotional state that manifests it into the physical world. Consider the example of someone trying to manifest a romantic partner. If that person spends all their time focusing on the absence of love or the lack of a suitable partner, their assumptions will be rooted in scarcity and limitation. This assumption will keep them in a state of longing, and this longing will be mirrored in their reality. However, when they begin to assume that they are already in a loving, fulfilling relationship, their mindset shifts. They begin to behave differently. They may become more confident, open, and positive. They may even begin to make choices and take actions that are in alignment with the assumption that they already have the partner they desire. Their emotional state will begin to reflect that assumption, and as a result, they will attract a partner who matches that energy. The act of assumption goes hand in hand with the practice of living from the end. When you assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled, you begin to live as if that desire has already manifested. This means you stop looking for external evidence to validate your dreams. Instead, you create the internal conditions that reflect the fulfilled desire. If you desire a successful career, you would not wait for promotions or opportunities to come to you. Instead, you would assume the role of the person who is already successful in their career, carrying themselves with confidence and assurance, and making decisions as if success is a natural part of their reality. Living in the end is not about wishful thinking or hoping that things will change. It is about fully inhabiting the state of having already received your desire. The universe responds to this state of being with circumstances that reflect it. Just as the subconscious mind works relentlessly to bring to fruition what you deeply believe, the outer world must align with the mental and emotional state that you consistently hold. It's important to understand that assumption doesn't require time. Time is a mental construct. In the same way that imagination doesn't operate on a linear timeline, neither does assumption. The moment you assume something to be true, it begins to unfold. The universe doesn't need time to figure out how to manifest your desires. It simply responds to the energy you put forth. If you consistently assume that your dream life is already yours, you will begin to see external evidence of it, often in surprising and unexpected ways. By practicing the power of assumption, you are aligning your inner world with the outer world. You are no longer reacting to external circumstances or waiting for things to change. You are taking control of your reality and shaping it through the beliefs and assumptions that you hold. This process requires faith in your own creative power and trust in the fact that your assumptions are already shaping your life in ways that might not yet be visible. In summary, the power of assumption is the foundational key to unlocking your dream life. When you assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled, you shift your internal state to match your desired outcome, and the world will mirror that shift. By living in the end result and embracing the feeling of already having what you desire, you create a powerful vibration that brings your dreams into physical manifestation. Imagination is the foundation upon which all creation rests. It is not merely a tool for daydreaming or idle fantasies. It is the very mechanism through which you shape your reality. Every experience, every event, every circumstance in your life is the result of the images you hold in your mind. What you imagine and believe with enough emotional intensity and focus becomes the world around you. The power of imagination is the key to unlocking your dreams and desires, for the world you see is nothing more than a reflection of the images you continuously create in your mind. You must understand that imagination is not confined to the realm of abstract thoughts. It is not something that happens passively while you sleep, or while you're lost in a fantasy. Imagination is a conscious, deliberate act. It is the creative force that allows you to tap into a higher dimension of reality, where all possibilities exist. Through your imagination, you not only perceive the world, but you also participate in its creation. This is a concept that has been largely overlooked by many, but it is the secret to manifesting anything you desire in life. When you imagine, you are not simply visualizing an outcome in the future, you are embodying that outcome in the present moment. The key is to see, feel, and believe that what you desire is already a part of your current experience. Imagination allows you to transcend the limitations of time and space. It removes the need for you to rely on external circumstances or conditions to determine your reality. Instead, you tap into the infinite creative potential within you, where everything is possible and everything is already available. Your imagination is a direct connection to the subconscious mind, the part of you that operates outside of your conscious awareness but shapes your entire experience. The subconscious mind does not distinguish between what is real and what is imagined. It accepts everything that you impress upon it as truth. This means that when you imagine yourself in a different situation or possessing something you desire, your subconscious mind begins to create the conditions necessary for that image to become a reality. The images you hold in your mind become the blueprint for the events and circumstances that will unfold in your life. The critical point to grasp here is that your imagination is not limited by the present moment or your current circumstances. It is a timeless, boundless force. When you visualize your dream life, you are not waiting for some future event to unfold. You are aligning yourself with the present reality of your desires. This process requires you to let go of the notion that your current situation has any bearing on your future. Instead, you must live and feel as though your desires are already true. To use imagination effectively, you must focus on it with intensity and clarity. The more vivid and detailed your mental images are, the more powerful they become. Imagine not only the end result, but all the sensations and emotions associated with that result. Feel what it would be like to already have what you desire. How would your body feel? How would you think? What would your daily life look like if your dreams were already realized? This is not a mental exercise of just seeing pictures in your mind. It's about embodying the feelings, sensations, and emotions of the life you want to create. Your imagination is the portal through which you enter into the world of infinite possibilities. It is through this faculty that you can transcend the limitations of the physical world. By using your imagination, you are not confined to the boundaries of your immediate surroundings or current limitations. You have the ability to create any experience, no matter how impossible it may seem. When you mentally and emotionally enter into the state of having your desires already fulfilled, you are not only visualizing an ideal scenario, but actually living it in your mind and spirit. The more real it feels to you in your imagination, the more likely it is to manifest in your physical world. Many people mistakenly believe that imagination is separate from reality, that imagination is just a temporary escape from the hardships of life. However, this is a false view. Imagination is as real and tangible as the world you see with your eyes. It is the primary creator of that world. What you imagine becomes the blueprint for your life's experiences. Your external circumstances, whether they appear good or bad, are merely the result of the mental images you have held in your mind in the past. If you wish to change your circumstances, the first step is to change your mental images and the assumptions that underlie them. This is why it is so important to use your imagination deliberately. Most people go through life without realizing the creative potential they possess. They allow their thoughts and images to be directed by external influences, such as their fears, doubts, and past experiences. However, when you take control of your imagination, you empower yourself to create the life you want. You no longer have to rely on external events or conditions to determine your reality. Instead, you can shape your world from within. Imagine that you are living the life you've always dreamed of, feeling the joy, the satisfaction, the success. By mentally immersing yourself in this experience, you are training your subconscious mind to bring it into physical form. As you do this repeatedly, your mind begins to accept this imagined reality as true, and your actions, decisions, and circumstances will shift to reflect that new reality. Your external world will begin to mirror the mental images you consistently hold. The power of imagination lies in its ability to break down the barriers of the physical world. You are not limited by time, space, or any other external factor when you use your imagination. You can experience your desires in full detail, in full color, and in full emotion right now in the present moment. This mental rehearsal creates a resonance between your inner world and the outer world, bringing your desires closer to you. Your imagination acts as the bridge that connects the world of thought to the world of physical reality. Imagination, therefore, is not just a means of escaping reality, it is the means by which you create a new reality. It is a divine tool, and when used with intention, it allows you to align yourself with your deepest desires. Through the creative power of imagination, You can transcend your current circumstances and unlock the life you were always meant to live. The world around you is a reflection of the images you hold in your mind, and by changing those images, you change everything. The secret to manifesting your dreams is simple. Imagine them with clarity and feel them with intensity, and the world will conform to the vision you've created. The power of feeling is a profound and transformative concept when it comes to manifesting the life you desire. While thoughts may come and go, it is the feelings you associate with those thoughts that truly create your reality. Feelings are the essence of creation, for they serve as the emotional charge that activates your desires. It is not enough to simply think about what you want. You must feel as though it is already yours. The emotional state you cultivate within yourself is what aligns you with the vibrational frequency of your desires and attracts them into your life. Your feelings are the language through which the universe responds to your desires. When you focus on what you want, but do not fully embody the emotional state that accompanies having it, the desire remains distant. The universe does not respond to a mere mental wish, it responds to the emotional energy you put out. This is why you must feel the reality of your desires before they manifest in the physical world. The emotional state of already having what you want is the key to bringing it into being. When you think about something you want to manifest, your mind may immediately generate images, words, and scenarios. But without the corresponding feeling of that desire already being fulfilled, those thoughts are simply empty ideas. It is only when you attach the right feeling to your thoughts that they begin to gather power. The feeling is the spark that ignites the process of creation. This is why emotional intensity is so crucial. The stronger the feeling of your desire, the more powerful your manifestation becomes. This emotional energy acts as a magnet that pulls your desires into your reality. For example, if you desire a new home, simply thinking about it or visualizing it may not be enough. You must feel what it would be like to already live in that home. What would it feel like to wake up every morning in that place? How would it feel to walk through the rooms, to feel the texture of the walls and the warmth of the space? Would you feel content, peaceful, proud, or grateful? These feelings must be vivid and real to you. It is the depth of your emotional experience that begins to shape the world around you. The feelings you experience are directly tied to your beliefs and assumptions. When you believe that something is possible, your feelings align with that belief. Conversely, if you harbor doubt or fear, your feelings will align with those negative beliefs, and the result will be a manifestation of those fears. This is why your emotional state is so important. You must cultivate the emotional state of having your desire already fulfilled, rather than focusing on the lack or absence of it. When you feel that something is already yours, your thoughts, behaviors, and circumstances begin to align with that truth. This concept is often referred to as living in the end. When you live in the end, you focus entirely on the emotional state that your fulfilled desire would create. For instance, if you desire financial abundance, rather than focusing on how to earn money or worrying about how you will pay your bills, you must focus on the feeling of already having financial freedom. Feel the relief, the joy, and the confidence that come with knowing that your financial needs are more than met. By emotionally inhabiting that state, you begin to attract the situations, people, and opportunities that will bring this reality into your life. Your emotions act as a guidance system, directing you toward your desires and away from your doubts and fears. If you find yourself feeling anxious, fearful, or uncertain about the manifestation of your desire, this is a sign that your feelings are not aligned with what you want. These negative emotions are simply the result of focusing on what you do not want, rather than what you do want. The key is to shift your emotional state and bring yourself into alignment with the feeling of the wish fulfilled. One of the most powerful ways to evoke the feeling of your desires already being fulfilled is through mental imagery and visualization. When you vividly imagine a scenario in which your desire is already true, you evoke the emotions that come with that reality. Your imagination paints the pictures, and your emotions bring those pictures to life. The more you practice this exercise, the more real it becomes. Your mind and body begin to accept these feelings as true, and your subconscious begins to shift, aligning with this new emotional state. This new state of being then begins to influence the actions you take and the opportunities you encounter. Another essential point to understand is that feelings are not just passive responses to external circumstances. They are powerful forces that can be cultivated and controlled. You have the ability to evoke the feelings that support your desires, even if your external circumstances do not yet reflect them. The key is to practice consistently living in the emotional state of your desire being fulfilled, regardless of what is happening around you. This is the work of manifestation, cultivating the emotional state of the wish fulfilled until it becomes a natural and automatic part of your experience. This process of cultivating the feeling of having what you desire may seem challenging at first, especially if your current circumstances do not reflect your desires. However, the practice of generating and maintaining the emotional state of fulfillment is the bridge between your present reality and your desired reality. It is through this emotional alignment that your desires begin to flow into your life. You must persist in feeling the emotions of your fulfilled desires, even when your physical reality has not yet changed to reflect them. As you continue to do this, the universe begins to shift around you, and the physical manifestations of your desires begin to take shape. Feelings are not only the emotional fuel that drives the manifestation process, but they are also an indicator of your current vibrational state. If you are feeling good, happy, excited, or grateful, you are in alignment with the vibration of your desires. Conversely, if you are feeling stressed, anxious, or fearful, you are out of alignment with what you want. Your feelings serve as a constant feedback loop, showing you whether or not you are on track to manifest your desires. By paying attention to your emotions and adjusting them accordingly, you ensure that you are always in the right emotional state to attract your desires. In essence, feelings are the most powerful force you have at your disposal. They are the magnetic energy that attracts your desires into your life. When you feel the reality of your desires as if they have already been fulfilled, you create the emotional environment necessary for manifestation. By cultivating this emotional state consistently, you align your inner world with the outer world, and the physical manifestation of your desires becomes inevitable. The concept of living in the end is one of the most powerful and transformative practices when it comes to manifesting your desires. It is about adopting the mindset and emotional state of already having your desires fulfilled, and then allowing that state to shape the world around you. Living in the end means focusing on the end result of your desire rather than being distracted by the steps, the how, or the perceived obstacles. This practice shifts your focus away from your present circumstances and moves you into the vibration of the desired outcome. It is the conscious choice to assume that what you desire has already been accomplished, and to act, feel, and think from that state. The key to living in the end is to understand that your present reality is merely a reflection of past thoughts, assumptions, and beliefs. Everything you see around you has already been created by the mental images and emotional states you have previously entertained. In order to manifest something new, you must shift your focus from the current limitations or conditions to the imagined state of your desire being already realized. The power of this practice lies in your ability to mentally and emotionally step into the completed state of your desires. When you live in the end, you essentially make the assumption that the wish you have is already fulfilled. This does not mean that you ignore the steps or processes that may be required in the physical world. Rather, it means that you no longer allow the present moment to dictate what is possible. You focus solely on the feeling and experience of having your desires already realized. For example, if you desire a new job, living in the end means imagining that you are already working at your dream job, feeling the fulfillment and satisfaction that come with it, and acting as though this new reality is your present one. You stop thinking about how you're going to get there, and instead focus only on the emotional experience of living your desire. Living in the end is a shift in perspective. It is moving from a state of lack and wanting to a state of having and being. This mental shift is incredibly powerful because it changes your internal state. Once you begin to feel and believe that your desire is already a part of your experience, your actions and decisions naturally align with that state. You begin to make choices, take actions, and respond to life from the point of view of someone who has already achieved their desire. This process is deeply transformative because it affects how you perceive yourself, your potential, and the world around you. Living in the end also requires you to let go of the need to figure out the how. So often people become consumed with the process of manifesting their desires. They focus on the steps they think they need to take and worry about the obstacles that may arise. However, when you live in the end, you surrender the need for control over the how and instead trust that once you assume the feeling of your wish fulfilled, the universe will take care of the details. The how is not your responsibility. Your responsibility is to remain faithful to the assumption that your desire is already a reality. This shift in mindset frees you from the pressure of figuring out how things will unfold and allows you to focus solely on living in the end result. The more deeply you feel the reality of your desire being fulfilled, the stronger the alignment between your inner state and your outer reality. When you feel as though you already have your desire, you begin to experience the emotional and mental shifts that attract your desire into your life. This is because the subconscious mind works by accepting whatever you impress upon it as truth. When you consistently live in the end, your subconscious mind begins to accept that the desired outcome is already real, and your outer world must eventually reflect this truth. The power of living in the end also lies in your ability to disconnect from the current conditions of your life. Too often, people look at their present circumstances and believe that they are limited by them. If they do not have what they desire right now, they assume that it is not possible. However, living in the end requires you to disconnect from what is happening right now and instead focus entirely on the mental and emotional state of having what you want. You stop looking at your current circumstances as evidence of what is possible and begin to create from the state of having already achieved your desires. This process of living in the end also allows you to move past doubt and fear. When you are fully immersed in the emotional state of having already received your desire, there is no room for worry or fear. You are no longer concerned about how things will unfold because you have already assumed the end result. It is this emotional certainty that shifts the energy around you and attracts the circumstances necessary to bring your desires into physical form. To live in the end, you must fully embrace the feeling of having what you desire in the present moment. This is the act of living as if. It is about stepping into the role of the person who already has what they want, even if the external world has not yet reflected that. For example, if you want a successful business, living in the end means thinking, acting, and feeling as though your business is already successful. You do not wait for success to happen before you act from the place of having already succeeded. Your behavior, your decisions, and your actions must align with the assumption that your desire is already fulfilled. This is the essence of living in the end. The practice of living in the end requires a deep level of trust and faith in the creative process. It demands that you have confidence in the power of your imagination and the law of attraction to bring your desires into being. As you immerse yourself in the end result and embody the feeling of fulfillment, you begin to witness the unfolding of your desires in the physical world. Things begin to shift and align in ways you may not have expected. Opportunities, people, and circumstances start to appear that support the realization of your desires. All of this happens because you have already assumed the end result and allowed it to guide your thoughts, feelings, and actions. Living in the end is a transformative practice that allows you to create your reality in a conscious and deliberate way. By assuming the feeling of the wish fulfilled and acting from that state, you align your inner world with your outer world. As you focus on the end result rather than the process, you move closer to the realization of your desires. The more you practice living in the end, the more you will see your desires manifest in your life because you have learned to live from the space of already having what you want. The concept of assumption is central to the process of creating your desired reality. Assumption is the act of accepting something as true, even before it is manifested in the physical world. It is the belief that your desires are already fulfilled, and this belief shapes the conditions of your life. Assumption is the cornerstone upon which manifestation is built, and it is through this powerful act of assuming that the invisible forces of the universe are set into motion to bring about your desires. The law of assumption states that whatever you assume to be true, whether good or bad, will eventually become your reality. This principle is incredibly simple yet profoundly powerful. Assumptions are not just fleeting thoughts or wishful thinking, they are beliefs that shape your experiences. By assuming the feeling of your wish fulfilled, you shift your internal state to match the frequency of your desires. The world around you, in turn, reflects that internal state and begins to align with the assumption you have made. Your outer reality is a mirror of the assumptions you hold within you. The assumption works by influencing the subconscious mind. The subconscious mind is the part of you that operates automatically, creating your experiences based on deeply held beliefs and assumptions. When you consciously assume something, especially with strong feeling and emotional charge, your subconscious mind begins to accept this assumption as truth. Once the assumption is accepted, it sets in motion a chain of events that will bring the desired outcome into your life. The key is to maintain the assumption consistently and without wavering, regardless of what is happening in your current reality. One of the most powerful aspects of assumption is that it transcends logic, reason, and external circumstances. The universe does not respond to the appearance of things, but to your internal state and the assumptions you hold about those things. For example, if you assume that you are financially secure, even when your current financial situation might not reflect that assumption, the universe will begin to align itself with that belief. Opportunities, people, and circumstances that match your assumption will appear, and over time your external reality will reflect the internal assumption you've made. The universe responds to the energy of your belief, not to the visible evidence of your current circumstances. Assumption is not about wishing for something or hoping that it will come to you one day. It is about feeling the reality of your desire as if it is already true. When you assume the feeling of already having what you want, you begin to think, feel, and act as if it is already a part of your life. This creates a vibration that aligns with the manifestation of your desires. The feeling of already having your desire is the key to the assumption, as it activates the subconscious mind and begins the process of manifestation. If you can live in the assumption that your desire is already fulfilled, then the external world must eventually reflect that assumption. To illustrate the power of assumption, consider the example of a person who desires a new job. Instead of focusing on how difficult the job search might be or worrying about whether or not they will be hired, they begin to assume that they already have the perfect job. They assume the feelings of success, satisfaction, and fulfillment that would accompany their ideal job. They live in the assumption of having the job now, feeling the joy and pride of already having it. This assumption becomes so strong that their subconscious mind begins to draw the necessary events and circumstances to bring this new job into their experience. This is why it is so important to assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled consistently. If you shift your assumption for even a moment, you weaken the power of that assumption. Doubt and fear are the enemies of assumption because they create a competing energy that blocks the manifestation process. The key is to remain firm in your assumption and not be swayed by external evidence that contradicts it. If you assume that you are already wealthy, but your bank account is empty, the natural impulse may be to worry or to doubt. However, if you remain steadfast in your assumption that you are financially abundant, regardless of the current state of your finances, you will begin to see the circumstances shift to reflect that assumption. The universe must conform to your belief. Assumption also plays a critical role in the way you view yourself. If you assume that you are a person who is deserving of success, love, happiness, or any other quality, you begin to embody that belief in your thoughts, actions, and behaviors. The more you assume this new identity, the more you align with the reality of that assumption. For example, if you assume the identity of someone who is healthy and vibrant, you will naturally make decisions, take actions, and adopt habits that support this assumption. The external world then responds by presenting you with circumstances that match your assumed identity. Assumption is not just about manifesting material things, it is about transforming yourself into the person who embodies those qualities. Another crucial aspect of assumption is that it requires persistence. The process of assuming is not always instantaneous. It requires practice and patience, as the subconscious mind must be reprogrammed to accept the new assumption as true. You may not see immediate results, and external circumstances may continue to reflect your old assumptions for a time. However, if you remain consistent in your assumption, the universe will eventually respond. The key is to maintain the assumption with unwavering faith, regardless of what the physical world is showing you. The persistence in your belief is what allows your desires to manifest. It is also important to note that assumption is not about forcing or trying to make something happen. The process is about aligning with the natural flow of the universe. When you assume the feeling of your wish fulfilled, you are simply harmonizing your internal state with the external reality you desire. It is a process of becoming rather than forcing. The more you assume, the more naturally the conditions will arise that bring your desires into being. Assumption is about trusting that the universe will respond to your internal state and bring about the necessary circumstances for your desires to manifest. In practice, assumption can be a powerful tool for transforming your life. When you begin to assume that you are already living the life of your dreams, you shift your energy and align with the frequency of that life. The external world will then begin to reflect your assumption, and the manifestation of your desires will unfold. The key is to consistently assume the truth of what you desire, regardless of your current circumstances, and to trust that the universe will respond to your inner state. With time, persistence, and unwavering belief, your assumptions will shape your reality, and your desires will be realized. The concept of living in the state of your wish fulfilled is one of the most profound and impactful practices in the journey of manifesting your desires. To truly manifest anything into your life, it is not enough to simply think about it or visualize it. You must live as though it is already a part of your experience. The practice of living in the state of your wish fulfilled is about mentally and emotionally stepping into the experience of already having what you desire. It is about living from the perspective of someone who has already achieved their goal, rather than waiting for the goal to materialize in the physical world. This shift in perception is the key to bringing your desires into reality. When you live in the state of your wish fulfilled, you are no longer focused on what you don't have or the lack of your desire. Instead, you focus entirely on the feelings and emotions that would come with having your desire already realized. This is not a passive process. It requires active participation in your own imagination. You must fully embrace the emotional and mental state of the end result, as though the outcome you desire is already a present part of your life. Whether your desire is financial abundance, a new relationship, or a career breakthrough, you must begin to experience the emotions that would accompany the fulfillment of that desire right now. By doing so, you align yourself with the vibration of that desire, and in turn the universe begins to bring those circumstances to you. Living in the state of your wish fulfilled is a powerful way to shift your energy and focus. Instead of constantly wondering when your desire will arrive or worrying about how to make it happen, you simply live as if it already has. This mental shift completely alters your experience of reality. When you live in this state, you are in alignment with your desires, and the universe has no choice but to bring them to you. The secret is to feel and act as if your desire is already yours, and to do so with conviction and unwavering belief. To live in the state of your wish fulfilled, you must cultivate the emotional experience of already having what you want. For example, if you desire a new car, you must step into the experience of driving that car today. Imagine yourself in the car, feel the steering wheel in your hands, and experience the joy and satisfaction of driving it. This isn't just about daydreaming or imagining the car in a detached way. You must immerse yourself fully in the experience of already possessing it. Feel the excitement and pride as you take the car out for a drive. Feel the smoothness of the ride, and imagine the compliments you receive from others about your new vehicle. This practice helps you to embody the emotions that would come with having the car, and in turn these emotions send a signal to the universe that you are ready to receive it. Living in the state of your wish fulfilled also involves letting go of the belief that there is something missing from your life. When you live in the state of fulfillment, you are not acting from a place of lack or wanting. Instead, you are acting from a place of already having everything you need. This subtle shift in perception is crucial because the law of attraction operates by aligning you with the energy of what you already believe is true. If you continue to focus on what is missing or what you lack, you will continue to manifest more of the same. However, when you embrace the state of your wish fulfilled, you shift your focus to the present moment and the reality of having your desires, which in turn attracts more of those desires into your life. One of the most powerful ways to live in the state of your wish fulfilled is through the practice of mental imagery. When you vividly imagine yourself in the situation that you desire, you create a mental picture of the desired outcome, and your emotions align with that image. Visualization is not just about seeing the image in your mind, it's about feeling the emotions that accompany the fulfillment of your desire. When you imagine yourself in the situation of having your desire, you must feel the joy, peace, excitement, or satisfaction that would come with that reality. This emotional experience is what brings the image to life and activates the manifestation process. Living in the state of your wish fulfilled also requires a level of faith and trust in the process. It can be challenging at times to fully embody the emotions of fulfillment when your current reality does not reflect your desires. However, this is where the power of faith comes into play. When you trust that the universe is responding to your inner state, you begin to surrender the need to control the outcome. The more you let go of doubt and embrace the belief that your desires are already fulfilled, the more quickly they will begin to materialize. It is important to remember that your external reality is simply a reflection of your inner world. If you maintain the feeling of already having what you want, your outer world will eventually align with that state. The act of living in the state of your wish fulfilled also requires consistency and persistence. It is not enough to simply practice living in the end result for a few minutes and then return to your old way of thinking. To see lasting changes in your life, you must consistently embody the feeling of fulfillment throughout the day. You must make it a habit to live as though your desires have already come to pass. This requires dedication and a firm belief that what you desire is already yours. It may take time for the physical manifestation to catch up with your inner state, but if you continue to live in the emotional state of fulfillment, your desires will inevitably become your reality. Another crucial aspect of living in the state of your wish fulfilled is detaching from the need to know how your desires will manifest. Often people become caught up in the details of how things will unfold, which can cause doubt and frustration. However, living in the state of fulfillment means letting go of the need for answers and trusting that the universe will bring your desires to you in the perfect way and timing. When you focus on the feeling of your wish fulfilled and surrender the details to the universe, you open the door for limitless possibilities to appear. As you continue to live in the state of your wish fulfilled, you will begin to notice small shifts in your reality. Opportunities, people, and circumstances that align with your desires will start to show up in your life. This is the evidence that the universe is responding to your inner state and bringing your desires into physical form. The more you practice living in the state of fulfillment, the more you will see your desires manifest in your life, because you have created the emotional and mental conditions that allow them to do so. Living in the state of your wish fulfilled is a powerful and transformative practice that allows you to become the creator of your reality. By embracing the emotions and beliefs of already having what you desire, you align yourself with the frequency of that desire, and the universe begins to bring it into your life. It is not a matter of waiting for something to happen, it is about fully embodying the feeling of fulfillment right now. When you live in this state, you become a magnet for your desires, and your world begins to reflect the inner truth you have created. In conclusion, the principles shared throughout these keynotes reveal the profound power we all possess to shape our own realities. By understanding and embracing the techniques of assumption, living in the end, and truly embodying the state of our desires fulfilled, we unlock the incredible potential to manifest the life we've always dreamed of. These practices are not merely abstract concepts, they are transformative actions that require us to take responsibility for our thoughts, emotions, and beliefs, knowing that our inner state directly influences the world around us. It is through the consistent assumption of our desires already being fulfilled, coupled with the emotional experience of living in the end result, that we begin to shift the very fabric of our reality. Our assumptions, once deeply ingrained, begin to dictate the experiences and opportunities that appear in our lives. This process requires faith, persistence, and unwavering belief, trusting that our inner vision will inevitably reflect in the outer world. Ultimately, the key to unlocking the life you desire lies within you. By living in the state of your wish fulfilled and aligning your thoughts and emotions with your desires, you not only become the creator of your own reality, but also start to see the manifestation of your dreams materialize before your eyes. The universe responds to the energy you project, and when you embrace the mindset of already having what you desire, it has no choice but to align the circumstances of your life with your internal state of fulfillment. Trust the process, remain steadfast in your assumptions, and watch as your dreams come to life.